Well, hey, welcome to Decentrafivve. I'm Jason Dukes, and this is the show where we take 5 minutes to ask 10 questions with zero edits. Our special guest today is Dr. Bob Bodily. Appreciate you being with us on the show, man.
Yeah, really happy to be here.
All right, so number one, you are deep in Ethereum and the internet computer. Why do they need each other?
Yeah, great question. I think that the future of blockchain is likely based on the use case. And so the internet computer, really good at web speed applications, social media, DeFi, really any kind of application where you actually want kind of almost real-time interaction. Ethereum is arguably the most decentralized and secure blockchain available right now. Thousands of nodes, global consensus. You pay for it with slow transactions and gas fees, but you do have lots of security and decentralization. And so I don't know what the future holds. Ethereum has some really interesting things coming this year with the move to proof of stake, as well as zero knowledge rollups coming on Ethereum. So lower gas fees, more ETH locked away. And so that plus, ICP, we have Bitcoin integration, we have HTTP requests, we have Ethereum integration. So I don't know what the future holds, but there is a future where, they become symbiotic, and there are specific use cases for each chain.
I love it. I love it. 3 play-to-earn games that you've played recently.
I actually played one on Ethereum called Ether Orcs. They claim to be the first 100% on-chain game. Their front end is not on-chain, but all of their game mechanics are on-chain. So they built their own Polygon bridge. You buy NFTs on OpenSea, you can bridge them over to Polygon. And then once it's on Polygon, you can do whatever you want. Like gas is low enough that you can stake NFTs, you can earn token, you can mint new NFTs, the whole gamut of things. So that's a really interesting kind of play to earn game. Also played Axie Infinity. Really just wanted to get into it and get a sense for what it was all about. So got some Axies, did some breeding, played the game. I haven't played it since, so the game didn't pull me in or anything like that. It didn't feel that engaging to me as a game player, but yeah, those are some of my recent play to earn.
Very cool. Very cool. One Utah outdoor experience that you really enjoy.
I love Frisbee golf. Just there are tons of courses up and down the state of Utah, and I've played a lot of ultimate Frisbee in my life, and so I'm a pretty big Frisbee player. And disc golf is just, I don't know, just really, really nice kind of way to get outside and just throw some plastic. So
do you have a set yet that has the ICP logo on it?
Not yet.
The Dfinity logo on it? Yeah, we may have thought about something here. We should get that out there. So
yeah, I was gonna say, whoever sends me ICP or Dfinity themed disc golf gear is gonna win my heart forever. So
there you go. There you go. I love it. You seem to adore data. Obviously, it's what you've given even a lot of your education to. How does it inform what you do with NFTs?
Yeah, I was a data scientist for 5 years, doing data engineering, doing data reporting. So very, very deep on data and just love data, kind of a data nerd. So on the NFT side, there's tons of data. The benefit of the blockchain is you have publicly available data on chain.
Yep.
And so really interesting to look at things like real-time sales dynamics. So during a launch, so there's a new platform called NFT Geek, the User Geek, Canister Geek, NFT Geek group that are doing some real-time Entrepot launch dynamics. That's really interesting. There are other platforms that do that for Ethereum NFTs. And that data is all helpful. You could look at wallet specific analysis. So this happens more on Ethereum than it does on ICP, but there are known wallets like influencer
Yeah.
wallets or whale wallets, and
Yeah.
you can kind of follow like, oh, is this person minting this project? Is this person minting this project? I haven't seen a lot of that in ICP yet, maybe because it's just not as big, and so you don't have kind of big people being followed. But yeah, I mean, data is extremely important depending on why you're collecting NFTs, but yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. 3 sentences or less, if you can. If you go over, it's all good. Why Toniq needed to be started?
Creating NFT projects on the internet computer is extremely complicated. To figure out asset canisters, NFT canisters, minting, generative mints, whitelists, airdrops, pre-sale, bonuses, it's not an easy thing to do. And so we're trying to build developer tooling like APIs, SDKs, plus user-facing tools like self-minting tool, burn mechanics tool, staking tool, marketplace, to make it really easy for people to engage with and build on the blockchain.
I love it. I love it. 2 upcoming NFT projects you're eagerly waiting for.
Well, this is maybe I'm biased because I'm helping this group develop. Most people, in fact, almost everyone hasn't heard of this project yet. There's an RPG game being built in Unity. So it's like a 2D RPG. Like think about the Dragon Warriors or the Final Fantasies or the even Pokemon in some senses. You're this little hero guy, you're going to run around and you're going to fight monsters and you're going to level up. And the beauty of the game is if you find a sword in the game, it just mints it as an NFT and sends it to your wallet. And you can do whatever you want with it. If you want to sell it on the market because you don't need that sword, you can. And so it's a play to earn RPG in the sense that everything you do in the game, items, swords, armor, they're all NFTs. They're all tradable NFTs. So, there's a marketplace for all of that. Even your hero is an NFT. So game state, tied to hero. I mean, you can reset the game state if you want, but you could go and just buy a level 100 hero on the market if you wanted, because you wanted to be, that far in the game. And like gold will be a fungible token. So it's actually like you're earning a token, and then that will have like swapping abilities if someone adds it to a swap. So I'm really excited about that one. No one knows about it yet. It's just, they're just getting to like a minimal playable game standpoint. So still some work to do. But I think it's going to be really fun.
What data-informed learning experience, I know education matters a lot to you, but what data-informed learning experience is needed so the next gen will know crypto and NFTs as part of their everyday lives?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know if I'm going to exactly answer it, but one thing that really needs to be built that, once Toniq grows and is wildly successful and maybe it's time to move on to the next thing, I think that I might need to build a decentralized crowdsourced assessment system. So imagine like a Quizlet or something like that where you have crowdsourced assessment. But imagine that you have imagine that every question is aligned to a learning outcome, a really granular learning outcome, like adding single digit integers together. Like that's a really granular learning outcome. But then imagine that is a prerequisite to adding double digit integers or adding triple digit integers. And then you have these stackable credentials that you can start to build where maybe there's a credential that's basic algebra, and basic algebra is broken up into 10 sub outcomes, which are then each broken up into, 5 to 10 micro outcomes. And then you could start to assess each of them, and you can start to build your profile of what you know. Like imagine there's me in the center and a bunch of subjects. And then you could start connecting to jobs really easily. Like they could say, well, I want people who own this set of competencies. And because we've done really granular kinds of assessment we can then build up into macro competencies, and you're just automatically granted those competencies. So this kind of system, I think, is really important because practice is one of the biggest contributors to learning, actually doing the thing. And
Yeah.
Assessment right now is pretty just disjointed or fragmented in the higher ed space, or even, K-12. And so that's this kind of tokenized, crowdsourced, community moderated assessment system feels like something that needs to be made.
How can someone start a DAO right now on the internet computer?
Yeah, starting a DAO is hard. A true DAO.
Yeah.
Most people just call something a DAO when really it's not decentralized, nor is it autonomous, but it is an organization. So it's more an O than a DAO.
Than a DAO, that's right.
I think that the DAOiest of DAOs will live on the internet computer because you can have a front end completely on chain. All code can be essentially controlled by a voting or a governance canister. And so I think the truest DAOs will live on the internet computer. Right now, I mean, you could build one yourself. You could build a simple governance canister that actually governs your code, and you could have proposals. In fact, Jordan Last has built like a simple SNS, you could say, service nervous system. And you could spin that up and you could use it today, and it would be a true DAO where you're governing an application that can only be upgraded based on the votes of others. I mean, it's like the NNS. The NNS is a good example of a DAO that's alive and well right now. So
we're wrapping it up here. These last two questions. What are 2 NFT and 2 DAO use cases that the internet computer alone will make possible?
Yeah, that's a good question. Let's say on the NFT side, maybe I'll say like a Tamagotchi. Imagine you have like a little animated pet, and you have to feed it, you have to take care of it, you have to take it on walks, and then it's happy, and it might even drop you token. And then if it's sad or you don't take care of it, maybe it, shrivels up or like gets really sad. Something like that. Could you do it on another chain? The problem is asset hosting on other chains is extremely expensive. So to host a gigabyte of data on Ethereum is like $1 million plus. To host a gigabyte of data on Solana is like hundreds of thousands of dollars. To host a gigabyte of data on the internet computer is $5 per year. And so you can't host game assets on chain on Ethereum or Solana unless you use some fancy compression algorithm to get things really tiny. And so there are examples of people doing some compression techniques to get really, really small stuff. Or there are ways you can do pixelated images that are compressed in a way like I think CryptoPunks are actually 100% on chain because their images can be just nicely compressed. And so from an NFT perspective, I think it'd be really hard to do an interactive Tamagotchi style game where everything is in the NFT. Like you go into your wallet and you click on your NFT and interact with it. That would be hard to do anywhere else.
Yeah, it's really good. Really good. Yeah, and you kind of explained the DAO opportunity already. And so I get that on that. All right, so here we go. Who else in the internet computer ecosystem do we need to have on Decentrafy?
Yeah, I mean, I have a list of like 50 people. I'm assuming you don't want me to rattle off 50 names right now.
I want you to send them to me. Yeah, I want you to send them to me, but name a few of them. How about that? Name a few of them that you feel like right now, because of what they're doing, it would be really helpful to make it more aware of what they're up to.
Yeah, I think governance is an interesting topic on the internet computer, and Wenzel Bartlett has kind of been the community man, the community governance man. He recently finished the 30-day governance proposal campaign. If you saw, all the governance proposals going up, he's also been thinking a lot about how governance works. And so he would be a great candidate. I know Jordan Last really well from college. We started a company together in college, and has been a big fan of Dfinity since 2017. And he's been slowly, you know, for the past 3 years, he's been slowly trying to pull me in. Finally got me at mainnet launch last year. But he's building some really interesting kind of foundational tech on the IC right now. So he would be another great one. I mean, those are two, but there are many, many more.
Well, please send me the list, because I really dig what the internet computer intends to be and is, because I think there's a lot of right now as well as not yet, right? And so I love I feel like I can say we, because I'm an 8-year staker, but like, you know, I love what we're trying to become, and I don't understand as much of the tech side of it as you do. Obviously, that's not my world as much, but I love making people aware of the people that do and what they're doing. So if send me the list of 50, because I definitely would love
sure.
to get as many of them as I can. Well, hey man, again, thankful for not only the kind and encouraging and intelligent way that you or the presence that you have in the Twitter space and in the ICP communication space. And let's not forget District and Discover. We both are on those. And so, you know, you're doing an amazing job at what you're doing. And Toniq and Entrepot are amazing. If someone listening hasn't bought an ICP NFT or an NFT through the Entrepot marketplace, they need to go do that. And you're looking right now at one of the people that helped make that happen. So anything you want to say to somebody to convince them to go right now and grab one on the Entrepot marketplace?
Yeah, I mean, lots of people are skeptics of lots of things. You know, some people don't like ICP. They say it's a scam coin. Some people don't like NFTs. They say it's all hype. But if you cut through the hype and look at the foundational technology, if you look at the network effects, if you look at the communities being built and supported on these platforms, I think as you learn more, you'll eventually start to see that there's a pretty good chance that the future of the web is built on the blockchain for the decentralization, security benefits, for the user ownership and user governance. And so really the best way is to just get started. You know, go get a Coinbase account and buy 5 ICP and then transfer it to a Stoic wallet and log into Entrepot and buy an NFT that you really like. You really have to participate in the community to understand why people are doing what they're doing. Is there tons of hype? Yes. Is there tons of froth in the space? Yes. Are, you know, all the overhyped projects going to come crashing down eventually? Probably. But there are really solid people building really solid projects using the technology in ways that it was meant to be used, creating really strong communities. And I don't think those will go away, even in an NFT bear market, even in a crypto winter. I mean, these people are building real life communities, just using the technology to facilitate. And so in my mind, I think it's going to be around for a long time.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Doc, for joining us. And I appreciate, again, what you do. And we'll have all your bio info and Twitter links and different ways that people can engage with you in the show notes. And we appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, really happy to be here. Excited for the next time that you can get me on.
I look forward to it.